Laura, you have full permission to kill him if he doesn't do well. Hooray! Sprint time. So you have C Astons, 2 Alpines, a Mercedes, 2 V Carbs, a Red Bull, a Haas, a McLaren. Okie dokie.
Right.
Okie dokie. Oh. Oh man. Okay. Division 1. Division freaking 1. Imola. So, coming in right now, let me pull up some data. Reimer leads the drivers, I think, 21 points. Yep, 21 points. Reimer to Joseph, and then it's 45 from Bard to Reimer. In the constructors, Alpine is leading McLaren by 62 points. Max having trouble. So, a lot of room to fight. Williams needs a big result. They are fighting Red Bull. They're only 5 behind Red Bull, and then another 19 behind Ferrari. So Williams could have a big day today, putting out Ethan Turfy and Endzone do. Endzone, a lot of positives coming in this week. I think could be a top driver today, as well as Ethan. Ethan has a lot of hidden pace for no reason at some of these tracks. Depending on the day. But Endzone will be the first one. He sets a 24-2 split. And what will Ethan Turfy on the soft tires do? He'll invalidate his lap. So we'll continue on with Endzone. As there's Mac. There we go. Endzone with the banker on medium tires. Get 2 for the sprint. You only need 1, because it's only 11 laps. Up to the line, Mr. Endzone. It's a 15-4 banker. Our first banker lap in Div 2 was a 15-2 on soft tires. Good luck from him. We'll look a little further back. Joseph is immediately going to shatter it with a 13-8 on soft tires. And that was our pole lap in Division 2. Ranger goes a 15-2 on the softs. Then comes Joshi on mediums. 27-4, so he'll be going on a lap now. We'll go a little further back as Docta is started a lap. Reimer is just starting. Is that Guile? Yep, Guile's on a lap on medium tires. It's a lot of change in strategy from what we've seen in the Div 2 quali. Wheel actually invalidates Savage on medium tires.
On the last corner also.
Invalidates. A couple invalidations here and there. Who will come next? Joseph. Rangers down. Bard invalidated, so it's Noel up next. Noel into Doctor. In the final sector of the track, Joshy goes quicker, it's a P2. Noel goes P5.
Not P5.
And where will Doctor go? Doctor up to the line, and it's P2 on mediums. That's only 6.5 tenths off. Where will Reimer go on softs? Reimer going opposite his teammate strategy-wise. Out and about, where will it be? Reimer, and it's P4.
Oh.
Doctor's got some pace here. Savage.
There was a bit of impeding with the Ferrari and the Aston.
Joseph is going hard, sweating, just retiring straight on.
Yeah, and I mean, fair enough for him. If Doctor takes his pole, I mean, it's I wouldn't be too upset because Joseph's got pace. I mean, you can see in one lap he's got just immaculate pace. But Doctor's got some hidden pace too. Mediums being only 6.5 tenths slower is fairly good work. Bard invalidated his lap. Ben's on a lap. Stuck behind a Ferrari. That's not going to be nice. Ben does have a quality ban in the main part of the race. Out and around, he's going to get a little bit of a slipstream from the Ferrari. He doesn't want to be behind that Ferrari initially. It'll be P7. Let's see. Let's look around.
Savage is flying right now.
Savage. Medium tires.
Nola's gone on a lap.
Medium tires, Savage. Not a whole lot of battery burn. That's another thing that you gotta look into coming onto this track. He'll come into the pits.
Nah, he's spinning.
And it would be Ethan Turfey. He sets a 49.9 second sector split. On the power very early, nearly lost the rears. His teammate Endzone getting out of the way on the outlap for Mr. Mac and Cheese. Endzone's going to be going into the 15s. It's a 15-2, P6, and then Mac. A little bit of a moment. Oh, Mac. Oh, hello. Losing the rear. He'll want to get the time on the board since he's just on these mediums, and it's a 15-9. There's Noel going.
Yes, he goes 410.
4 tenths quicker, but it won't put him any place higher. Then we jump down to Squirrel. Medium tires for the Sauber driver. Wow, keeping that ballot is really good. Keeping it valid there too is insane. Oh my god. Squirrel's really putting the car on edge and keeping everything together. Out and around. Squirrel, very cautious lap. Actually dives into the pits. It's interesting. And Turfy in the
I think he's
pits.
going on for the top.
End zone out and around. Unless Mac is going quicker. Nope. Where does end zone go? P3.
Noel is in the pit.
A whole second off though, which
ABJ
is
is coming out. Just Dogs and ABJ are the only ones out on out laps.
This is weird because you don't want to use too many tires going into the race, especially in sprint quali, but everybody will be coming out now for their last lap. Docta is definitely one we would need to watch. If he can find 6.5 tenths improvement, he'll have it. But ABJ is getting the green lights. He'll get going on his final lap. Unless he's burning fuel, yeah. He's just doing a fuel burning lap. ABJ, so
This pit lane is looking stacked. Everyone is coming out of the pits.
yeah. So ABJ will definitely benefit from doing this fuel burning lap, but what about Doctor? Is Doctor going? Yeah, Doctor's going, so he'll have a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic here. Everybody's gonna need to get out of the way for him, or he's going to, I mean, just immediately send a ticket out.
All out.
And he
Oh,
invalidates.
I need to
Invalidates.
Oh no.
If he's got enough fuel, he can refuel before
I think
it's over.
he might have enough fuel. He's not blinking yet, so that's a good sign.
It looks like he's got over a lap of fuel left.
So he should be able to go one more.
Looks about 1.7 he's got left. So
Yeah,
he should
so
have
he
enough.
should have enough, yeah. But ABJ will be our first to set a lap. Endzone and Joseph are the only two that will not set another. Purely because Joseph retired. One lap wonder.
Only a 119.
Yep, but he will go again. He did a burner.
Yeah, but he's blinking fuel.
ABJ really sliding with the car. Struggling to get the power down.
It still says he has a purple sector 1.
I think that might just be his best purple. I'm not sure how actual purple that is, as Joshy is getting out of the way. I think he might have invalidated. Yeah, he has, so he's just getting out of the way for everybody. He's in an awkward spot to park.
I'm just seeing if this Haas is going to run out of fuel before he ends his lap.
ABJ is up 1.8. Fuel is the question. He looks to be good. I think he'll have enough. Out and around. On the power. He'll be the first one to set that final time. It'll be a 15.5. P10.
Yeah, I think he ran.
Just about.
Wheel will also be on track for a 15. It'll be a 15.4.
P8.
Jump down to Ethan Turfy. He goes P3. Then the Ranger doesn't improve.
Savage and Valley. Oh, what the
Bard to
Fuck,
P3.
What the
Watching with Doctor. Can Doctor snag pole? Squirrel goes last. Can Doctor snag pole? He cannot. He'll keep P2. No
Reimer's on the left.
P6.
Reimer
Reimer
P5.
P5. Joshy cannot improve. Ben P8.
Ben P8.
Wow, I mean, everybody just flying out at the last minute. There's too much to watch. Doctor P2, Bard P3, Ethan P4, Reimer, Noel, Endzone Ben, then Joshy, Mac, Ranger in his first quali session, then Gweel, ABJ, Squirrel, and Savage didn't even get a time going. So a little bit interesting. Not too sure what happened with Savage, but not able to get a lap out. Ethan and Reimer, their fastest laps were on mediums, and Joshy's too. So Ethan and Reimer opting into saving softs for main quali, maybe.
How are you?
I'm not racing.
Why? Huh?
Okie dokie. We'll wait 2 more minutes until they get going. Holy moly. How quickly do we think Joseph's gonna pull off?
I say 2 corners.
2 quarters is bold, you know. Because all it takes is a good start from Doctor, challenging down the inside, and Joseph's got a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a
Yeah, but
scruff.
how quickly was it for him to pull out of that second in Singapore?
A lap. Just about. Maybe about half the
He's put
corners,
more.
3/4 of the corners.
If he practiced a lot more for Imola, then he can probably do it in less time.
Too sure. But we will definitely see. And then whatever happens in the sprint, we can only imagine what happened in the race, right?
Let's hope there's not a Div 2 all over again remake.
Yeah, that was nuts. Nuts.
I've got to get all the clips of that and send it in the chat, because from my POV, everyone was crashing in front of me and next to me. I looked to the side when Stiggy was upside down.
Yeah, no, that. How you end upside down? It beats me. I mean, I don't even know.
And then in the race, I was saying in the VC, this we need a safety car, and then 2 seconds later it came out.
And they should be going any second now.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Sniffer.
Okie dokie.
Let's hope we never use Imola again.
Yeah, it won't be on the calendar next season. None of the tracks from this season will be on the calendar next season. As formation lap is a go.
I want more street races on the calendar next season.
Oh, you're gonna have plenty.
I want the Monaco, but people voted for that to be cancelled.
It's okay, you're gonna get Baku.
Yeah. I know I'm quick around there. It's just I need to practice again first.
So curious, what is entitled Savage to not be able to set a lap here, right? Because he didn't have a quali ban for the sprint. He's got a quali ban for the main race.
Unless he thought it's for both or something. Or maybe taking advantage of tires.
Let's take a look at the tires. We got a couple of hard runners: Bard, Ethan, Endzone, and ABJ all on hards. And when the sprint happened for Div 2, it didn't really work too well, the hards, it seemed. So this is interesting. Very interesting. So I'm gonna see how this is gonna be hard for ABJ, who's P13, to really gain spots as we wait for Savage to pull up to the grid. All the way to the back. Position himself straight into turn 1. think he's overshot his box. But we will wait and see as we're ready for the sprint. Div 1 Imola, round 8, and it's an immediate go. That's a great jump from Doctor. Doctor's immediately challenging the lead. Ethan Turfey and Bard. We're going to look a little further back because we know what carnage there is. But Doctor, we're right on board with Ethan. Doctor, it's Bard. Bard backwards. Reimer up to P4, benefiting the most out of that. Nolan to P5 still. And Ranger, what's happened in the back? Ranger and Ben falling way far back. Ranger has wing damage. And a lot of midfield scruffle. ABJ struggling to get those tires going. But Joseph just barely getting ahead of Doctor. Ethan and Reimer are behind. Joshi ahead of Mac, his teammate for next season. And Guil is dropping back fairly far and fairly quick as Squirrels had a spin. Oh no. As Doctor has completely dropped off Ethan Turfey, and this will be big for his teammate in Reimer. Who is fighting the championship against Joseph, and he needs to minimize as many points as possible to Joseph. As Bard past Guil off the track. Guil's having a bit of a struggle bus of a start so far, and Noel's been dropped by Reimer, so a couple of splits in this train already, one lap into the sprint, but Doctor holding strong. Savage up to P9, great start from him, and he's already won off the points, and with the way that he's been driving, he might be able to make it into the top 5. There goes Mac off the track. A little bit of a rhyme there. End zone pass Noel. Noel gives it fairly easily. And Joshy's looking for a move on Noel. Noel's having a little bit of a struggling time here to get power down. He's still in P7. And he'll look to maybe advance towards Joshy at a later time. Outside of that, Savage to Mac is the closest thing. Then it's Reimer to Ethan Turfey. But I'm going to check up ahead with Doctor on Joseph because DRS is active. Doctor is fairly close to Joseph. But the battery just doesn't compare. Joseph has absolutely an astonishing amount of battery. On the outside, Doctor gets the move done on Joseph. Reimer gets the move done on Ethan. Joshy on end zone. And everything else seems to be a standstill. Savage got Mac. And that links up Bard and Guil as well as ABJ. ABJ up one place as we stand. Savage making a move on Noel down the inside. That's a great move from the V-Carb driver. Just a brilliant start. I mean, I can't complain about that at all if I'm Savage. Joseph is really close to Doctor. This is, I mean, outstanding how he can stay this close with dirty air. He's got triple Doctor's battery too, which is also very hard to deal with. Doctor's gonna end up dropping behind Joseph because Joseph had a way better exit. But that does give Doctor DRS once again. And this time Joseph is gonna fight it with battery. He's got 80% out the corner and he's burning everything he's got just to stay ahead of Doctor. All the way down to 30%. So now they match with battery. Doctor with the over speed and end zone. That's Joshy. Oh, what's happened to Mac? Mac in.
Oh.
Just lost it. I think he went just straight on. Fortunate there. Reimer is catching Doctor. So is this an Alpine strategy going on? I know they're not working together in this race particularly. I know Reimer and Savage are together, and Doctor and Joseph are together. When it is talking Discord call wise, that's what I know. Doctor really starting to get pulled away from Joseph. Managing to get a good exit, keeping it close. But Reimer's going to be under attack from Ethan. Endzone once again, DRS, so he doesn't get attacked by Joshy once again, but the battery not helping him whatsoever. I mean, he's got no battery compared to anybody else, and Savage actually looked for a move on these two for 5th and ended up backing out of it completely, let them flash a little bit, waste their battery. Neither of them have battery. And Savage is going to look for a move after these two fight. He's got great positioning, great awareness, and that's...
Oh, that's disgusting.
That barred into the wall, maybe. Nah, he's just retarded.
No, it looks like he had a bad exit on the curve and went into the gravel.
And a little bit scary there. It caught Ranger teams. But everything is still going. As Joseph continues to stretch out the gap to Docta. Docta still managing to hang on though.
What's the bread race has been so far?
And Ethan Turfy is falling ever so slightly further back from Reimer. These hard tires not really doing Ethan justice. And Savage past Joshy. Can he get a 2 for 1? It doesn't seem to be. ABJ past Null. ABJ is in the points on these hard tires.
Can get points. Oh,
Savage is ever so closer to end zone. And those hard tires are going to ramp up very shortly here. So if I'm Savage, I got to go sooner than
can I
later.
just say my experience from the hards? Yeah. I'll give some details on the hards. They are horrible.
Joseph can't seem to shake Docta. Docta giving him a fight. But Reimer is still having to deal with Ethan. Ethan on these hard tires. Keeps getting dropped. Reimer has a beautiful exit out of that final sector and absolutely pulls from Ethan as Savage finally getting past end zone on those hard tires. And we've got 4 laps of racing left, and Docta's not giving up quite yet. Reimer's finally dropped Ethan, and Ben is past Squeal for P10. Maybe Jay is sitting pretty comfortably in P8 in that final points position spot. Savage catching Ethan Turfy now, as I think Squirrel's had a moment. Yep, Squirrel in the gravel off the track, so everybody really struggling at Imola today. And it's about time Docta has finally been dropped by Joseph. And it's about go time if I'm Joseph, because Docta has been sticking with me for way too long. But Docta, I mean, amazing chicane, catches so much time there, and it seems that's where he's gaining all of his time. As Ethan Turfy's using everything he can to try and catch back up to Reimer, because now he's got Savage up his gearbox here very shortly. And Savage connecting everybody down to P7 up to P3. Ethan Turfy having DRS, those hard tires coming alive now. And Reimer's gonna have to fight for his life, for his position, because these points are crucial right about now. Reimer really starting to struggle now. Docta also starting to struggle. These medium tires starting to go offline. He's got to hold off for 3 laps, 2.5, come this point. But Ethan's under great pressure by Savage. Savage and Reimer, like I said, they're working together. They will want to capitalize the most points as possible, and Reimer's calling Savage's name for some help with this Williams, who's about to be on some souped-up hard tires, as Endzone is going to start combating back at the back of Savage's car. And ABJ not really making any ground on this train. As Docta still in this DRS of Joseph. Joseph's sitting at 100%. I mean, he's just toying with the kid. He's just toying with Docta. Docta maybe looking into a move here. Forcing some battery out of Joseph.
No.
And it's just gonna be a little bit of a playground for Joseph. As Ben gets past Noel on the straight with DRS, ABJ is falling a little bit further back now. And Ethan Turfy, he's closer to Reimer than he's ever been. And that 3 second for Joshy might just help ABJ get an extra point here in this sprint. Reimer is sitting better on battery, but the tire wear is going to start hurting. Docta is going to start struggling as well. This is normally around the normal time you would pit in the main race if you're doing a 2-stop off the mediums, and you would go another set of mediums all the way down for another stint. The mediums are going to start to hurt, and Savage has handled them very well, so I think Savage still going to be able to make a move on Ethan here. His tires very well situated. The tire wear isn't as high for Savage as I would even expect. He's been holding on fairly well, but Endzone's very close. Joshy's been dropped. This is a free place for ABJ on these hard tires. But the only thing ABJ has to worry about is his fuel. His fuel's a little bit lower than what he would like or expect. Endzone lagging on the back of Savage, maybe having to back out just a little bit as Ethan sits behind Reimer just for another lap. Goes wide completely.
Oh.
This is an opportunity for Savage around the outside. This is exactly what Docta wants. Ethan Turfy on the curb loses out completely, and Savage gets the move done. And Ethan letting his teammate Endzone by. Maybe Endzone having a little bit more pace. That's good teamwork right there. ABJ passed Joshy. Joshy's off the track. Not into the wall, but just completely lost it. And Ben Formula might get a free point here. This might be potential for Ben or Noel to get a free point on Joshy, with Joshy's 3-second time penalty. Wheel getting another 3-second, and we'll see you later, Derek. Final lap for Joseph Dunrod. Docta is going to look for a move. Joseph's got the battery, he's got the defense, but Docta roars around the outside, gets the move done, but Joseph, he has the battery, he has the pace. It's just mind games between these two as they fight for this sprint win. Joseph's got 90% battery. He's doing this on purpose, but Docta's going to go immediately into charging. All he has to do is stay ahead just a little bit longer, but Joseph's struggling on the tires. Docta doing everything he can. He has to. He needs to. Out and around. Quick left-hander. Joshy's crashed. But that's not the focus right now. Joshy is put in the wall. Savage got ahead of Reimer somehow, and Reimer's playing defense. Joseph, he's going to look for a move. He needs to make the move now. He's going to fake it. But Docta doesn't fall for it, but he's got to make a move now. Joseph, he's going to look down the inside here. He's got more battery than Docta could ever dream of. Docta inside, Joseph outside. They touch just a little bit. This is immaculate defense from Docta, but he had a... Oh, it's gonna be a sprint race down to the line, and Docta will get the sprint win. Savage P3, Endzone brings home P4, Reimer just falls to P5, Ethan, ABJ, then Ben, and Noel sliding, gonna come home P9. Wheel has the 3-second, so it won't really affect them. Ranger up to P10, Wheel P11, Mac P12, Squirrel, and then Josh is just kind of playing in the sand right now. He's just driving wherever.
And let's hope there's more action in the race.
That was a fairly good sprint. There you go. 8 points, Doctor's Way, and Reimer limits Joseph 3 points. The gap now 18 between those two. Doctor getting the fastest lap as well. Josh, you got a puncture. And sprint done. Race is underway. We will be going pretty soon here. Yeah, quali. Mac is the first and the only one out. No signs of Mint Kestrel quite yet. Waiting for Joshy to get back online. Josh?
Oh.
Joseph? Joseph? Joseph?
What? That's costed him. So if he doesn't have a bad quality then?
I think regardless, he'll be at the top. I think he'll be P6 to start. Regardless. Ben, Squirrel, and Savage all having quality bands. Inter's pull. Let's see. Only 2 people going for it, ABJ and Mac. But between the Ferrari and the Haas, we'll get it. Good power. Up to the line. Mac, he'll set our banker. He'll set the first lap. I thought it was a 13.8 that he said. It was a 19.3. Joseph sets a 13.8. He matches what he set in quali. And he'll probably just retire off of that, I can't lie. If it was what worked and what got him pole in quali, nobody came close. I think he'll be pretty well off. BBJ, what will he set? See, what does AVJ have in store for this Inter's pole lap? ABJ out and around in the third sector for the Haas team today. Where will he go? Up to the line. And he won't get it. Just falls about a tenth short. Mac and Cheese will have his second Inter's pole. There it is.
Actually, not for me. One behind he is.
Alright, and as laps are coming in, let's see what's happening. Joshy, mate, what are we doing? Joseph P1, Ethan P2, Ranger P3, good quality lap from him, end zone. And then it comes down to... There's an Alpine. Is that Dr. Comic? Yes, it is. Out and around in the third and final sector. And then we'll jump on board.
Ito.
14.5. Solid lap. Hard is invalidated. Does it jump to Joshy, who's not on a lap? Will, who's not on a lap? Reimer, who's not on a lap. So nobody really on a lap right now. Bart is starting his launch with him.
Josh just spun it at the chicane.
Yeah, and Bart's invalidated. Alright, Joshy, what are we doing? Is Wheel. Yep, Wheel's on a lap. Out and around Good chicane. Good chicane.
On the limit at the exit.
Yeah, keeping it nice and clean. That's what he needs. He needs a good lap here.
Mac is invalidated.
Oh no. Then it'll jump to Reimer. Wheel up to the line. P6. Solid from him. Reimer. What can Mr. Championship Leader do? Solid chicane. I mean, that was beautiful. Through the third and final sector. P3.
Oh, great. ABJ's NLR.
BBJ. Right behind Reimer. Oh, Reimer needed to get out of the way. Uh-oh, we got a case of impeding here.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
don't-
gonna be impeding
I
for
think
sure.
he might have dived out of the way.
Yeah, but it was
ABJ's
very,
still
very
going.
late. So.
I think Reimer realized a little bit too late, but we'll see what happens. ABJ will definitely report it, knowing what in the fuck.
What was he doing? Was he just giving up on the race or what? He's just doing donuts.
Fuck. ABJ P6. Josh, you may.
I think he's getting ready for Div 1 next season.
Yeah, if this is how he gets ready for Div 1, surely he'll win it, right? Bard has done 4 laps on these softs, by the way. And he's put it P8.
I think he can.
Validated
I think
3 times.
Joshy's trying to puncture his tires. And he's taking out one of the 100-meter board marks.
I think Kestrel's here.
I think he does have a puncture. Yes, he does. He does have a puncture.
Here's the thing. How many tickets and invalidations do you think this kid can get in a single day, right? Because what is happening here?
I have no idea. Looks like the next person who will be on a lap.
No.
But Mac is on a lap. Mac is 2.9 seconds
Yeah,
up from
that
his instant
seems
pole
about
lap.
right, Joshy.
And,
Yep.
and he's invalidated.
And then Null. So then it's Null. Null's on purple sector 2. That's his best, because he hasn't set a single lap yet.
But he does have no ERS. A 15 flat puts him P5.
And he is the only one on track. Mint Kestrel, I would assume, is going out. Yeah, Kestrel. And Kestrel just joining, he'll be able to do 1 lap, and that's about it. At Midge, I had a double rear puncture on a new set of softs on an outlap. Yo, Joshy, please tell me how the fuck I'm going to believe that. Yes, I saw your puncture. Tell me how I'm gonna believe that. Because if I couldn't puncture my tires around China on no TC, please tell me how in the absolute fuck you did that.
He must have done a lot of donuts on his outlap.
Yeah, no, Laura,
So that's what happened.
Laura, you have full, like, opportunity to just banish him from racing in your cars, you know? You could just tell us not allowed.
You can just say, yeah, he's banned from racing a Mercedes for the future.
I wouldn't doubt it. I honestly wouldn't doubt it.
Mince is on a lap.
You see this. This will be his only lap. 23.8 is the split. He is going to be a top 5, maybe a top 3, depending on how well this lap is. And he's kept
that was
it
very
valid. Is he one of my full-time drivers? No, he's not even one of your drivers, mate. He's a McLaren driver. He's one of ABJ's drivers. ABJ retires. P7, 5-place grid for... I think ABJ's AI just completely invalidated Mac. That might be a penalty for ABJ. Up to the
That's
line.
gonna be a lot.
Where will Minkester go? P5. And not sure what's happened with Mac, but he's just hit ABJ's AI.
Us stewards are gonna have a long day later.
I'm actually not sure. Not many people have really reported anything.
Well, and Giliaz is invalidated before he's even been able to settle up.
And here comes Endzone. Endzone will be the first and final person to set their final lap. He's up 4/10 right now, Endzone. Here he comes, and then we'll jump on board with one of the Alpines. I think that's actually, that might be Reimer. Out of the way is that Aston of Knoll. Very well done. I think it's Ethan Turfey next. Up to the line, and it's B2!
B2.
Then it's Ethan Turfey, because I think that's Reimer ahead. Yeah, that is Reimer. Ethan Turfey. Up to the line. Very well managed battery. Does not improve Doctor, though. He has invalidated. He will not get to the line in time. Doctor will be sitting P3 at best right now.
P2 because Joseph's
because Joseph's
penalty.
5 place. Joseph will go even quicker by 3/10. Mac will retire. He's got a 5 place, so he's starting last. Bard will go P2.
37.
Ranger
on pole.
Where could Ranger go? Up to P8, and who's next? Noel. Noel is up 4/10 right now. Where can he go? All the way down. Getting the power on. It's gonna be
P5.
5. All in. Or can
Reimer
Reimer?
around the final corner.
Reimer is the final guy to set a lap. Up to the line. Where can Reimer go? It'll be P4.
Oh,
So, our standings is going to be Bard, then Endzone, Reimer, Doctor, then Joseph, Null, Ethan Turfy, Minkeshel, Ranger, ABJ in our top 10.
no, it'll be Noel then Joseph.
Oh, that's right. Oh, brother. There it is. Mac actually said his quickest time on inters. So that's interesting.
It was somehow 29 seconds quicker than Joshy. He's still moaning about punctures.
Oh shit. I feel like I murdered a man and I'm giving the family a Big Mac.
What?
I'm just reading what I just seen. That's all. I'm just reading what I don't know. Anyways. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I got nothing to say about that. What's the Merc Discord user? It's Joshy. There you go. JOSHY44. He's a McLaren driver under ABJ's control. Come on, let's start a little drama here. Come on, boys. Come on. Start a little bit of drama. The McLaren team principal. He's a McLaren driver, Laura. You know a lot about McLaren drivers.
Uh-oh. He's in trouble.
Oh, brother. Here we go.
F messages Ian, Jesus.
Huh? Anyways, if there's any time Joseph needed to have a good result, it would be today. He does have to immediately fight that guy driving right past today immediately in VM null. And then he'll go and chase down Doctor, then Reimer, his championship rival, and then Endzone and Bard. Bard is still in this championship fight, like said earlier. Where is Bard driving? Trying to get an angled start. Very smart. As we wait for Mr. Mac and Cheese, and we're gonna check the tires. Ethan, Turfy, and ABJ are the only people on hards. Interesting.
No way.
As we get ready. Round number 8 at Imola. It's a big championship weekend. 5 red lights. It's a waiter. And away we go. It's a great start from Reimer in P3. He's got a great jump. Endzone gets Bard immediately. But Reimer gets a great start. Doctor's down to 6th. Joseph down to 7th. Joseph around the outside. How much commotion is there? Who's willing to risk what? Joseph and Doctor side by side. You know those two are going to work together. Joseph stays where he's found himself. Noel is in the same spot. And that's Ethan Turfy off the track.
Oh.
Not too sure what's happened there. Ranger loses out a little bit. And Joseph's up to P4. Noel had a moment. They're going 3 wide. Up the hill. Doctor doesn't want to be there. He'll back out of it. But he will want to follow Joseph through as... Oh no, Savage! Savage is off! He's out of spin!
No.
He's out of spin! So is Joshi though. So front wing damage, or rear wing damage for Joshi, and that's terminal. And great racing from Doctor. What a move through the chicane there. But yeah, Joshi's got rear wing damage, and I think that's just race ending. And Laura, I think you gotta have a word with ABJ and his driver there, because it's not ideal. Anyways, back to the racing. Joseph is up to P4. Doctor stuck behind Noel, and that's not what Doctor wants to see. He's not who he wants to be behind, and there's already a 2-second gap. And oh my word, heavy racing, and Noel is lost out to Dr. Mint and Ethan Turfy, and I'm sure I'm going to see a ticket with Doctor's name later on in that exact scenario.
I think
Noel's had a moment.
Look.
Noel's just dropping. What
Two
is
Sam people
Joshi doing? Joshi, just go retire in the pits, man. Oh my Lanta. As ABJ is past Noel, 2 rivals, and ooh, ABJ's not gonna be happy about that. Reimer and Joseph fighting side by side, the championship rivals. One sitting on better battery than the other. ABJ's in the thick of it, and DRS will go on. Joseph won't have anything I'm not even worried about a safety car because Joshy is way back there. Strategy on the day is a 2-stop. And Joseph, I'm pretty sure, will just let Reimer go. He's still burning battery. Minkestro ahead of Docta. And they're about to drop Ethan Turfy. So, looking a little bit further forward. End zone and Bard.
Joshy spun it.
I got nothing to say. Moment here for Guile. No damage.
Joshy's had enough. Joshy has had enough.
Just retire in the pits, mate.
That's if he can get to the pits.
Laura, you can argue that. You can argue that with the stewards. Because yeah, that is a little bit unbelievable. Joseph on the back of Reimer now. And we will have to see as Joseph just gets ahead of Reimer fairly easily. And Joshy's AI out of the way. Wheel with the 3-second, but these two in first and second doing fairly well to outpace Joseph and Reimer. Joseph struggling with battery. It's quite interesting to say the least. But Minkestrel's caught back up. Docta has caught back up. So it's an Alpine 4.5 and a McLaren, or Alpine 4.6, McLaren 3.5. So quite interesting as Joseph tries ever so harder to get them into that top 2 battle. Reimer doing what he can to keep in, but Joseph has no battery is the problem. Let's see, Joseph, Reimer, whoever the fuck, not being able to pull his car close enough. Joseph pulling a little bit too far, and Docta's actually been dropped. Maybe had a moment, a little bit too far back as Ben passed Noel with DRS. And ABJ getting past Mac as Joseph has finally linked them up back up to end zone. But I can only imagine what the tire wear is like for these mediums. And our first best hards runner is Ethan Turfy in P7. Then you're followed by ABJ. But we will have to wait and see as these two in first and second are going to be under great threat pretty shortly here by Joseph. Bard struggling with the tires. And Docta's only going to catch up as they go through these corners. As everybody is held up behind. Endzone is going to look for a move and maybe look to just send it past Bard. Lap 6 and moving forward. Here comes Endzone. Ooh, a little bit of a tap with Bard, no damage. Fairly clean for the most part. And Docta will fall ever so slightly further for not having DRS. Squirrel past Mac. As ABJ's looking to get closer to Noel, which leads into Ben and Ranger for P8. Then 3 seconds off of Ethan, which is 3 seconds off of Docta, which is 2 seconds off of this lead train. So far, so good in this race to begin. Joseph getting really aggressive. continue to save battery, I would assume. No reason to push too hard. Ethan Turfey gets a 3-second for corner cutting. That is his first. Reimer's sitting fairly pretty. I mean, he's got more battery than everybody ahead. Outside of Endzone, but Endzone's been able to sit ahead and charge. Won't be enough due to the DRS. Bard looking in a little bit of a squeeze on Endzone. Absolutely, just sit Endzone!
What just happened there? He just went straight on. Well, everyone who's on mediums will be boxing onto another new set of tyres.
Um, okay, well, strategy. I would assume everybody would pit. There is enough of a gap to double stack for Alpine and McLaren. Yeah,
Oh, God. Oh. Looks like he desyncs when he crashed.
huh. Okay, so this is interesting. Noel stays out on medium tires. He's probably just gonna let Bard go and absolutely cock block everybody else.
Yeah, Noel might play the team game and try and hold Joseph up.
Yeah, we'll look into a few things. I think Noel will 100% play the team game. Purely because Bard is still in this championship fight, but I think there will have to be a talk about what happens with Bard after this race, because there's been numerous penalties and incidents, so we will have to look into it. So we will see. But safety car will go in next lap. Tires, everybody... Oh, it's actually split. Tires are very well split. This is interesting. Noel is the only one who stayed out outside of Guil, who initially pitted a lot earlier. He pitted lap 5 after some damage, it seemed. Safety car will go in this lap, and I'm curious to see what happens, because Doctor did lose out to Ethan somehow, maybe in the pits. Not too sure. No, there goes. Safety car is in. When will he go? I'm late. Very late. Super late.
Very late.
Very, very late. And that hurts Joseph. What a start from Mint Kestrel. I don't see Mint Kestrel really do anything. Ethan Turfey had a brilliant start too. This might be mayhem at the corner. Yeah, Kick Sauber gets hit. Yeah, yep, spun. That squirrel. Oh boy, you gotta feel bad for him. Doctor pass Ethan Turfey. And that was a brilliant start for Mint Kestrel, but poor squirrel completely dumped off, and Noel and Bard go, and immediately playing defense on Joseph, forcing him wide. Oh no! And Reimer and Mint collide!
Oh, that's...
And that's a broken wing for both of them, I think. Yeah, broken wing for... No, just Reimer. Reimer's the only one who got damage out of it. Ben Formula has wing damage, so this has come down to a heavy points gain. Joseph could take the championship lead here. And Noel is just parking his car right now. Absolutely playing the team game. A little bit scummy, but there's nothing much you can do about it. People will play the way they will. Doctor down the inside. He's had enough of it. Completely just forces his way through. And that's kind of fair. That's kind of warranted. Because of the way Noel is driving. As a Ranger is going to look for a move. And, oh, Doctor. Oh, Doctor. And Bard and Joseph, yep. Noel's just sent Doctor off the track completely. Joseph and Bard had a moment. I think Bard went off the track.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's just intentional now. I mean, I think that looks more like Noel's fault. I don't know what you think. But Null just seemed to send it down on Docta. How Docta firmed that is actually insane, though.
Yeah, I think he turned in a bit too early on the chicane.
And safety car. I don't know. He seemed like he was going really high speed.
Probably have to see from their POVs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure some shit out after this race. Um... Yeah, so it seems Joseph did push Bart off the track, gave the place back, and then safety car came out. We're gonna have to look into that Docta Null incident. We're gonna have to look into Bard and End Zone.
So many collisions in this race.
Oh man. Um is it safe to say that Div 2 is better than Div 1?
For action, maybe.
For drama, you gotta give it to Div 1. This is...
Div 1 is just mainly being sweaty.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what you're gonna get from a bunch of high caliber drivers, but this is... And we'll definitely see a couple of tickets, and people will definitely get punished. Everybody's seeming to just stay out, though, for the most part. Everybody seems to stay out. Did Reimer fix his wing?
No.
No, he didn't. That's a little bit interesting. So Reimer doesn't pit. He's one of the few that didn't pit or fix his wing. So it's a little bit interesting.
The only one who pitted was Ben.
Ben, Mint,
And his contact
and Mac and Ethan.
Carbon Red Bull.
What's happened? Between who?
V-Carb and Red Bull touched.
V-Carb.
Yep. I believe Savage and Ranger.
Can you clip that? I didn't see it. How does that happen?
Can do.
That's interesting. Yeah, ABJ gave the place back. Props to him.
I was trying to send it on the Discord for the PS.
Maybe, but if not, no rush. Not in a rush to get POVs, because Savage said his AI took him out. This is interesting.
Thing is,
Yeah, he said his AI, so safety car will go in this lap then.
yeah, so yeah, he's giving them place back.
I think he's just giving the place to him just in general, because he felt bad. So Savage will be a good Samaritan, give the place. ABJ will know not to take the place from Savage. We'll get safety car in this lap, as Ben Formula lines up to the back of the grid on brand new tires. And I think Ben could low-key go to the end here. Brand new tires, so I'm gonna watch out for him. He could go to the end, so could Mac, Mint, and Ethan. So this is interesting. A little bit of commotion on what's gonna happen, but it's all up to Bard. When will Bard go? He will go very late. Yep, he'll go earlier than Null though. Rangers had a beautiful start, but doesn't seem to be affecting Docta at all. Docta will go full speed. Look at a little further back. Wheel is the only one with kind of a gap, so they might open up, you know, some sort of incentive for Reimer to make a move, as Joseph is looking to pressure Bard. Doctor close behind. Ethan and Squirrel touching wheels. One off the track, one on the track, and Mint Kestrel's up into P10. Maybe Mac and Cheese to follow, and he will. Mac nearly into the back of Mint, but keeps the car under control, and Ethan Turfey is down to 12th place. A little bit further up ahead, Joseph still sat behind. Bard charging battery. Through the chicane, everything fairly easy. 1, 2, and 3 are fairly close together, fairly tucked in and very tight. As Gwill's been dropped, so this may pose opportunity as Joseph down the inside. What a... Oh, that's a very, very interesting place to overtake. Is he gonna give up DRS? No, because DRS is now just enabled. So, going sooner than later may be working in his favor. But now it's going to be a big fight. Reimer past Wheel. Wheel's off the track. Where are you driving, mate? That's not... Yeah, it's not great. But Reimer now has a little bit of work to do if he wants that DRS to catch up. But it should come fairly easily with the bunch and how packed together everybody is. Three tenths is what he needs. Ethan Turfey past Mac. You know Ethan's got pace. It's stored in there somewhere. It's just give it some time. Reimer will catch by this next chicane. He'll have DRS. He drops Wheel, so that'll be a prime opportunity for Squirrel to move up. And Reimer with this wing damage, working some magic. He's fluctuating with that 1 second gap. He just needs to push everything he can. He's using every bit of battery. Down and around the final corner, making sure the car turns in well. Does he have it? It's gonna be close. He might. It'll be very close. The wing damage will give him straight line, but he doesn't get the DRS, and that's a-okay. Docta past Bard, Savage past Ranger, and Mint Kestrel past Ethan and Wheel. Squirrel getting past, so Wheel getting passed by 3 people here down that main straight. Reimer a little bit further out of it because of not having DRS or battery on that straight. But he is gaining. Does have that better straight line speed with the wing damage. And ABJ really starting to pose a threat here, but he does have to pit again because he went hard to hard. So we'll have to go mediums one more time, I do believe. If I'm not mistaken. And Reimer, he's back. He's charged that battery this lap, and now he's going for the DRS, and he will have it. Mac and cheese past Wheel. Ben Formula past Wheel, so Wheel having a little bit of a rough outing. Down the inside of Ben, this is good racing. Down the inside again, but inevitably has to give it up as Ranger has been dropped a second. ABJ gets prime opportunities here to make a move around the outside in the grass just a little bit, and he gets the move down on Ranger. Brings Reimer closer, Minkester on Squirrel, and Joseph gets a 3-second. Wow. Good racing so far. And Bard dips his tires in the grass. Savage gets a free move up into P3 and on the podium. That might hurt them because that might cause them to lose DRS, but we know how Savage is with his battery. I actually learned a little trick from Savage. So it's he's got quite a ways of managing this battery. So I took a little incentive from him. But so far so good. Ranger down to P6. Reimer is ever so close to Ranger, and he will get DRS. So maybe gonna be able to jump up to that top 5 train. Reimer losing the rears. He's gonna push Wheel with another 3-second time penalty. But Reimer needs to go and get past Ranger as soon as possible. Kestrel 3 seconds, so that's both McLarens having 3-second time penalties. It's not going to be good long term for them. But here comes Reimer on Ranger. These two, I'm pretty sure they know each other. And it'll be fairly easy for Reimer with that DRS. Ethan Turfy on Mint Kestrel. Ooh, and it just gets pushed off the track. Or sorry, Ethan gets pushed off the track, and he'll have to submit and fall down all the way down to 12th. As Savage and Docta, these two. Docta the inside, Savage the out. Savage looking for a move on Dr. Kama, can't get it done, but it costs them DRS at that rate. But Joseph doesn't have any battery compared to Doctor. Out and around through this middle second sector. Doctor's had a stellar second and beginning to third sector all day. And he inches himself ever so closer as Squirrel. And Ben past Mac. Mac looking for a way back into the top 10, and he does. And Ben gets 2 for 1. Like a combo meal. Nocta still in that DRS barely.
Rangers in the pits.
Ranger. That does maybe talk about why he was struggling. So he'll go either medium or hards to the end. Probably mediums, I would assume.
He's on hards.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. And that actually drops off Reimer.
I think he did medium hard.
Okay, fair enough. Yep. And that drops off Reimer. ABJ is barely back into that second. And Reimer needs to limit as many points as he can to Joseph, so it's all in Docta's hands to really push and get Joseph as far back as possible. And as of right now, Joseph is P5. I mean, he's behind ABJ because of the 3-second, which isn't great, so Joseph really needs to get his foot on the gas. And if I'm ABJ, and I know my driver's fighting for the drivers, I would maybe back off once it gets to later in the race, knowing he's got that time penalty, but I don't think ABJ does know. He can't see Joseph on his left-hand leaderboard because he's P5. He can only see up to Savage and down to Mint Kestrel, so he can only see one of his current drivers. And Docta's been dropped by Joseph. That initiates Savage to go and get him, and he will. Bard actually gets Docta too. Docta giving Bard a little touch completely sends him off the track. And here come the antics with the Aston and the Alpine. And watching on board as Savage is struggling to stay within that second of Joseph. His rear's really giving out. As we look tires, everybody's pretty even. ABJ's 1 lap newer because he was at the very back. But still starting to struggle a little bit. Savage the best overall tire wear wise. And it's been repetitive. He's been fairly good with his tire wear. Kestrel not really gaining on Reimer, who has that wing damage. Mac in the 3-second. So that opts him out of P7 and gives Ben a better chance. Savage, does he have DRS? He might. Joseph is not the quickest through that end of the 2nd sector, start of the 3rd sector. Savage does have DRS. Everybody really low on battery, but Savage as of right now. Savage, although he's got 20%, he beats everybody in the field down to P8. So far so good for the Racing Bulls. And at P1 as it stands, but ABJ is getting ever so closer to Docta on these 1 lap pressure tires.
Despite his hard weekend, he could win this race.
Yeah, I mean 100%. Savage could win this race, as well can Joseph. I think Joseph 100% can still win this race, right? Because we know what pace he has. We know what pace he can unleash, right? It's just a matter of time. There goes Docta into the gravel. That's not going to be good. That gives ABJ a nice opening and opportunity and pushes Docta just a little bit further away as Bard is out of a second. This might be Docta's one and only opportunity back into that top 3 with the way that Bard has been driving. But it may be just a little bit too far as the gap's about 0.8. ABJ is also playing with that 1-second gap as Reimer is trying to close ever so slightly closer. Still has that wing damage, Reimer. Very shocked he hasn't hitted that off yet. But it does help his tire wear, does help his straight line speed. Docta fluctuating with a second. Everybody really struggling. Savage is really sizing up to Joseph here, surprisingly, as Docta's been dropped of a second to Bard. This opens eyes for ABJ, but oh, there goes Docta with a 3-second. That's one less place Joseph can lose due to the penalty. Docta's gonna be hitting himself over that wheel with the fastest lap. And Docta is trying.
Joseph went wide, so he might have had another warning.
Yeah, and he's struggling on battery, 3% compared to Savage's 60, to Bard's 30, down to Docta's 15, to ABJ's 45, and then Reimer's got about 45 as well. So I mean, really starting to struggle. Kestrel's not gaining any time to Reimer. This wing damage really holding Reimer pretty high. And everybody's somehow still having DRS, even though everybody's fluctuating between 0.8 of each other. Everybody still has DRS, and the person who will benefit most out of it is Savage, because Joseph doesn't have any. So this is very intriguing, as Docta really struggles when it comes down to straight line speed, it seems. Maybe the wing's being a little bit too high for his liking, but that's how we've seen him gain in those mid to late parts of this lap. He is starting to struggle. ABJ is also in a little bit of that struggle bus conversation. Tire wear is starting to get extremely high. People are starting to get their tire lights very shortly here. The highest that I see is about 50%. So people are starting to get to very high tire wear. ABJ's actually been dropped by Docta. A little bit of a problem there for the McLaren team principal. And do you think he drops back towards Reimer? It seems like he has been a little bit so far. Reimer got about a 10th there. Yeah, ABJ's got no DRS. He's going to be a sitting duck. And Reimer's, with that wing damage, gains about a 10th and a half. Mac past Ben with the DRS. Ethan passed Ben. Ethan was off the track for a second there. And sticking it around the outside, Ethan submits and falls into order. But ABJ is completely dropped off now. This might be an opportunity for Reimer to move his way up into the top 5. As everybody in the top 4 are fairly close together. And Joseph's still struggling battery-wise. Ooh, Savage having a little bit of a moment there. That might drop him from DRS. It just about does. He's going to have to burn a lot to catch back up. But because he has so much stored in the tank, he can just get right back. Whereas Joseph's got nothing in his car at all. Reimer is a threat to ABJ.
He doesn't have DRS.
Oh my god, he doesn't. Wow. He does have the battery, so he will recover. He will still gain on Joseph. But he won't fall short to Bard. Doctor is just sitting in the back of this train. Wheel with another 3 second. But ABJ falls ever so closer to Reimer. Reimer was 3.3 when ABJ was in that train. Now 2.1. 2 laps later when ABJ got dropped. Doctor with another 3 second warning. Really starting to struggle with the tires. Oh my goodness.
He is going to lose 2 positions.
Ranger, 3 second. He is down in B11, so it doesn't really phase him too much. He is still on track. Savage gets a 3. That's gonna be. He's gonna be punching himself over that. And can you check Joseph's warnings? Joseph and Bard.
Yeah, I'll check Joseph.
I'm curious. He's been off track a couple of times since.
One. Two. He's on 1 warning before he gets to 3 seconds.
Okay. Savage not well out of it yet. Bard might benefit the most out of this, unless he gets a big penalty for dumping end zone.
So if Joseph goes wide 1 more time, he's gonna have 6 seconds.
Yeah, and Bard's starting to struggle on his tires here too. Same with Doctor. 4 laps to go though. Oh, and as I look a little bit further back, Reimer's got that DRS here on ABJ soon. ABJ's got a yellow fuel light, actually. So that means he's maybe just over or just about even on fuel. So ABJ's gonna have to start fuel saving, actually. Come towards the end of this race, potentially. If I'm not mistaken. Reimer, he'll get a chance here. ABJ sliding on the tires. His tire wear is going to be astronomically higher than Reimer's because Reimer's got this wing damage. And Savage getting past Joseph. Bard's been dropped. This gives Doctor a prime opportunity, but he'll sit just behind. And Savage takes the lead of this race. Reimer ahead of ABJ. And this is really unfolding fairly well for the Salvage driver. Ranger with another 3 second. And Bard has been completely dropped. Joseph's gonna sit behind and charge on Savage. I'm curious what ABJ does, because he does need to save a little bit of fuel. ABJ having DRS. Doctor actually got dropped by Bard. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Bard is close to being dropped from 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But it also looks like Savage is now quicker because he's got the cleaner.
Yeah, it seems to be, and he's got more battery. He's been a lot better off. And I'm curious because Doctor is struggling, yes. He's barely hanging on to Bard. Does he help his teammate Reimer? Or does he play his own game? Because he does... Look, Doctor has a 3-second right now, right? Reimer is
So he's got
a sec... Oh, does he have a 6?
Yep.
Oh, he does. That's right. Oh, fuck.
If you go in the menu and go down to detail and go into penalties, you can see how many penalties they've got.
Curious, because Reimer has just dropped ABJ. What's the gap from... ABJ's just out of that 6-second of Docta, so Docta really needs to hang on and put in a hefty stint here behind Bard. And
Bard is out of the 3 seconds.
ABJ is just barely out of that 3-second, or that 6-second. He might just be in it. It's very close between ABJ to Docta, but Docta will have the DRS on this lap, the final lap, in which Savage is actually leading to Joseph, who has no battery. Joseph has 8%. Savage is sitting at a comfortable 60. Savage going a little bit wide, having a moment there. Joseph,
Probably
no battery, has DRS, but Savage literally has so much more battery than Joseph. He can just burn down the entire straight. Joseph has not gained really any time. This Doctor climbs ever so slightly closer to Bard. As long as he doesn't get another penalty, he should be pretty clear of ABJ, as ABJ is just 2/10 behind what he needs to be if he wants that P5 position. As Doctor's been dropped off really hard by Bard. He had a moment there. That's not what you want to see. That's what he needs to do, is just keep up with Bard. The gap is too small for him to keep that position. ABJ's about 4/10 in this gap. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. Doctor gets another 3-second, and that'll solidify it.
a race to forget.
Mint Kestrel getting past ABJ. ABJ's actually just giving it to Mint because that's his main driver. He's letting off completely. And I think he's going to try and let off the 3 seconds entirely. This is very interesting. But Savage actually wins it by an entire second. Joseph P2, Bard P3, Reimer P4 holds off a boatload of points to his championship rival. ABJ P5, Mint P6, Docta P7, Mac P8, Ben P9, Ethan Turfy, Ranger, Squirrel, and Gweel. But Savage, what a drive, what a run. Holy shit. And he's just beaten the guy who is trying to go out there and win a championship. What a race, what a drive from Savage. From quali ban to the win. And he's done it. We will jump into the interviews. All right, go jump in the interviews call.
Dead.
And there we have it. On to the race. A lot of commotion. Very long one. There we have it.